Can the Man of Steel and his son save an alien world from an ancient and evil infestation? Well, let's hop into the pages of Superman issue number 31 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up from where the last issue left off, Superman and Superboy had returned to a world that Clark had saved previously from an ancient evil known as the Shadowbreed. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but these dark, gooey creatures are able to latch on to a person like a parasite and completely steal their free will, you know, kinda like a symbiote.
But due to international copyright laws, it's not.
Now, as it stands right now, Superman isn't too worried. He beat these things once before, and he's pretty sure he can do it again this time. In fact, they even have a leg up. They were able to save the alien prince from getting absorbed. And even Jonathan is impressing too in his role as Superboy. It seems that during his time in the future, he learned how to manipulate his heat vision in an interesting new way that even his father never could. The plan is that the good guys are going to split up. Superman is going to go to where the big funeral is being held for the former alien king and hopes to try and stop everyone else from getting absorbed by the Shadowbreed. John and the prince, though, are going to look for Falder's lab. He was a scientist in good with the royal family who had helped Superman originally defeat these things, and apparently he had been spending all of his free time experimenting on them further. It's on the way over we actually get a pretty solid conversation between John and the king. You'll remember in the previous video I mentioned that these two kinda have a lot in common, great legacies that they're being forced to uphold. We also find out that even though the old king was a great warrior and helped save the world with Superman back in the day, he wasn't a particularly nice man. In fact, he was real cruel. It was for all those reasons and more, Falder the scientist actually ended up adopting this kid and kind of treating him like his real son. John also thinks that, you know, as far as the whole legacy of Superman goes, way too many people look at him and think, oh, he's super strong, super fast, that's why he's the best of the best, when in reality, he's super in every regard, super kind, super generous, super empathetic. Those are only things that John ends up seeing as a son, and it's probably the things more than anything else he's worried about being able to live up to. His dad is irreplaceable because of all those reasons. Superman returns to the funeral too late, only to find that most of the population has already been assimilated by the Shadowbreed, though perhaps they were already assimilated even before Superman and Superboy got here. The hive mind all speaks in unison and says that it is a much older being than Superman could ever have imagined, that even when the Kryptonians were living in their ancient caves, the Shadowbreed was traversing the universe. And while as it stands right now they may not be powerful enough to hurt or even kill Superman, they can still hurt the denizens of this world, and because of that the Shadowbreed orders them all to jump off a giant cliff like lemmings to their deaths. Superboy and the alien prince hope they'll find some plans to help build a brand new radiation bomb that will allow them to defeat the Shadowbreed like they did back in the day. Only here's the problem though, the alien prince is leading John into a trap. In a nice bit of foreshadowing, the kid had spent all this time talking about how weak he was compared to his father, and even now he's living up to that weakness by choosing to sacrifice the super family in exchange for keeping himself unshadowbreeded. For you see, the plan was never really to take over the planet. That came easy enough. The real plan was always to break up Superman and Superboy so the Shadowbreed could infect him. That means as the comic comes to a close and John just narrowly manages to escape getting snared by the Shadowbreed himself, Superboy is the only person in the universe who can stop a rogue Superman. And so that was Superman issue number 31, everybody, and ultimately I thought it was pretty decent, if nothing we haven't exactly seen before. If Philip Kennedy Johnson exceeds at all, it's in the little smaller character moments. We now pretty much know beyond the shadow of a doubt, because of solicitations, that this book is here to pretty much tee up Jonathan Kent becoming Superman in his own right and getting his own Superman book, which I'm certainly excited for. Even if the route we take to get there feels like a route we've certainly taken before, with John having to learn lessons from his father and contrast and compare to other important leaders and heroes of other worlds. I just wish they could have found a different way to tell this very familiar story. I also find it kind of interesting too that for once the Superman book is the one with actually the much more understated story, while Action Comics seemingly has the more important saga going on right now with Warworld and Mongol. Again, none of this is particularly bad, it just doesn't excite me the same way I was hoping it would. Overall, I would give this one a 7 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quests. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.